Rebecca, what was your first car?
My first car was this little Toyota with teal blue.
Nice, like a Tercel?
Yep.
I remember the Turkel, yes.
Yep, real little car.
I remember we were at a party once and somebody blocked a friend in and 4 of us guys picked up a Turkel.
Really?
Wow.
Not that we were strong, it was just so light. It was,
You actually physically picked
we
it up?
physically
Was
moved
it
it.
mine?
Maybe the same party I'm thinking of. We did both go to Pikesville, it's possible.
My sister did drive it next.
It probably was Laura's
It
car.
probably
Yeah.
was.
Huh.
Harel, what was your first car?
So my father leased cars through the business a bunch, and he was done with this Chrysler Sebring convertible. So I had like an old man's convertible, red with a gray interior, and I pulled up to Pikesville in that. So we are
The ceiling
here.
was falling down. Here we go, Playa
Here we go.
Bowls. Really excited to spend some time with our very special guest today, the Associated's 2024 Harry Greenstein Award winners, Harel Turkel and Rebecca Fruman. Harel is the current co-chair of the Associated's Israel and Global Initiatives Task Force and the CEO of SOS Technology Group. He is the immediate past president of Jewish Community Services Baltimore and a current Associated Board member and Board of Governors member. Harel is also the vice chair of development at Lifebridge Health and a Sinai Hospital board member. Rebecca co-chairs Dignity Grows, an initiative of Associated Women that combats period poverty. And she is a committed and dedicated leader within the Baltimore Jewish community, having first started her leadership journey with the Associated when she participated in the Young Leadership Council. Rebecca is also incoming president of Bethel Synagogue. Here we go for some new Mensches in cars getting coffee. I'm going to start with you, Rebecca.
Okay.
What's your Associated story? How'd you get to where you're at in the Associated?
So I first got involved with the Young Adult Division. I chaired some of the events with my sister-in-law, Tracy, and that's really how we first got involved. I did parties of purpose when I had young kids and hosted those and planned some with my friends who had kids around the same age. And then I've just been involved in different ways. Now I co-chair Dignity Grows with Terry Wilner.
Harel, you've been involved in the Associated for a little while.
20 years this year, funny enough.
Wow.
Yeah.
What started the journey 20 years ago?
So I started my company as well 20 years ago, and selfishly I was looking to find a way to network, grow the business, but also meet a nice Jewish girl in town. I went to Pikesville and it was a lot of the same usual suspects, and I wanted to get out there. And similar to Rebecca, it started with the Young Adult Division. They say come to an event and you go. And I remember saying we could have done better. We should have more people around the table. And they said, great, why don't you chair? Then my journey really kind of grew from there. I found more ways to get involved, more organizations, more agencies to be a part of, and it's been the greatest journey. It really has.
You guys have just won the Harry Greenstein Award. Have you been able to learn at all about kind of Harry and his legacy and what this award means?
So I've heard of, obviously, what the genesis of it was with Harry Greenstein, and leading individuals to be more philanthropic and going in the community over the last, he had like a 40-year span of working with the Federation at that point in time. And I think inspiration is so important, right? So if you think about it, everything that we do, and I tell my kids this today, where you inspire those around you, you lead by example. Like, why do we go to this event? Because people will see you there and they'll go next time. And why do you give this amount of money to the campaign? Because you lead by example and they'll do the same after you. So I think really setting the bar high with our peers and our friends, it's everything. So Harry Greenstein seemed like he really exemplified that in his life.
Yeah. How about you, Rebecca?
Yeah, I would just echo the same sentiment exactly, actually. Lead by example. I try to do the same with my children, to bring them to different community events, to volunteer, to be a part of it all, and to bring their friends, right? Because if they go, then other people are gonna follow their good example. So I try myself to lead a good example for them. And I would definitely say that winning this award was really special. I was definitely surprised. I was honored to win it with Harel for sure. But I also think it's not just about what we do, but about the people that we work with.
So we're here at Playa Bowls, guys. Do you have a favorite bowl here at Playa Bowls when you're not health conscious and you're just like living on the edge? Are you a Nutella person? Are you an I never pronounce it right. My kids make fun of me. Is it acai? Is it acai?
I think it's acai.
Acai.
I think it's acai.
What's your jam?
So the 1 or 2 times I've had a bowl here, not a smoothie, it's been like a chia pudding base with a little bit of peanut butter on top, some banana, a little protein powder on top of that, and then mix it all up together. It's a nice mix. Yes, the banana. The banana. Take a bite, please.
I'm a boring orderer probably because I just go plain acai with granola and some berries. Maybe a little honey on top.
When I say the word mensch, what does that mean to you?
To me, I would say a person that makes the right call, makes the right choice, does the right thing, someone you look up to, someone that shows up for you when you need it.
How about you, Harel?
Think of integrity, character, someone that is, going to have your back, as genuine as they come, that you can really depend on. Like Menschlichkeit, is that how they say it? Menschkeit.
Menschlichkeit.
Menschlichkeit.
Yeah.
Hebrew's better than my Yiddish, obviously.
Exactly. The Yiddish, all you have to do is throw in a ch somewhere, sound like you're choking, and then it's Yiddish. That's all it really takes. Who are some folks who, through your associated journey, if I could ask you to pick out 1 or 2 people who you're like, that person's a mensch. I want to be like that person, both in your associated journey and your personal journey in life.
So first name comes to mind is Mark Terrell. I mean, from the beginning, he was the individual that really guided me through the system. He introduced me to so many people across the agencies and the boards. And up until his retirement recently, he was really a mentor for me. And then Barbara Gradette, of blessed memory. So when I was trying to find a way, probably 10 years ago, how to navigate the system, what to get involved with, JCS came up, and she was the president at the time. And I started off observing the board through YLC, and then she kind of stewarded me along in the organization, and I just finished my presidency with JCS about 1.5 years ago. So, I mean, she also was such a driving force in the organization, doing such good, and really taught me that, it's more than just being philanthropic with your money. It's your time.
So I would say that I have met a lot of incredible volunteers and professionals through my journey at the Associated. One that stands out is Linda Hurwitz, for sure. She definitely is a powerhouse. She's so engaging. She really has made an effort to get younger women especially involved. In my personal life, I would say that my parents both have definitely, my mom and my dad have instilled the importance of community, the importance of volunteering, the importance of giving back.
Harel, how about you personally?
Personally, I mean, my parents as well set an example early on. Like some of my earliest memories, funny enough, Linda Hurwitz was in the background, but we found footage. It was the Walk for Israel in the 1980s down Park Heights Avenue. And they had us on their shoulders, and there was one bad year, like the locusts didn't stop us on the Walk for Israel. We still have like the swatters, which makes no sense because you really wouldn't swat a locust, but for whatever reason, so she was there in one capacity, and I was there as a child. And I didn't realize until later in life how it all kind of fed into this moment in time where I am now, being very involved in the Associated.
So shifting gears a little bit, if Lamar was closing cards, do you think he'd be able to close a lot of them?
Only the first half of the morning, right? So the problem is, if he goes after 11 o'clock, he's gonna get like 0 answers on the phone, no gifts closed.
As part of your Harry Greenstein Award that you've won, you guys get a trip to the General Assembly that this year I believe is in DC.
Because I've been to a few of them, Baltimore is held in such high regard as a federation compared to the rest of North America, because we are the only centralized fundraising federation that exists in this system now. So everyone's like, oh, you're from Baltimore, so you wear that lanyard with pride because you're going to be pulled aside multiple times.
There are so many amazing things going on in our greater Baltimore community, lowercase c. Why Jewish Communal Service?
So I would say that we are involved in our school community and other charities in Baltimore for sure, but if anything, after October 7th, I just have really felt the strong pull and connection to the Jewish community, and that is where I feel like my personal focus needs to be, on helping Jews in Baltimore, in the country, in Israel. I actually went to Israel in January with Bethel. We did a mission, and it was so impactful, so powerful, so meaningful. And honestly, we went with the thinking that we were going to give strength to the people there, but what we found was that they gave us the strength.
Beautiful. Harel, how about you?
So same thing. I mean, there are many causes and we give to different organizations around town. But for me, the associated Chizuk Emunah, just Jewish organizations in general, they've always been the base for me of Maslow's, hierarchy, if you will, right? Like, if not us, then who? If not now, then when? And similarly, I went with Randy for our anniversary to Israel in May, and I was so concerned in visiting family and friends and witnessing the sites there and bearing witness. And every question I received was like, we're okay, but how are you back in the States? Because anti-Semitism is rampant right now, and are your kids safe? And where are you going to send them to college? And just their concern alone, maybe we're living in a bubble here, and I think we are, but there are big concerns about the future of American Jewry. So we have to do our part now with our time, our treasures, and our talents, as Linda likes to say,
Yes.
or else there might not be a strong community in the next 100 years for our grandkids to inherit.
Guys, I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for coming out today. It's awesome hearing your stories. Congrats on the award. We're lucky to have you guys leading. We're lucky to have you guys here. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm gonna tear up. He is the Mensch.
I'm Yanky Shore, and this is Mensches in Cars Getting Coffee.